Good afternoon and welcome to Across the Fence. I'm Keith Silva. As many of you know, 2025 is a landmark year for our program as it celebrates 70 years on air. Today, we mark another milestone. Across the Fence has a new host. And so, without further ado, it is my honor and privilege to introduce Amy Finley to our Across the Fence family. Welcome.
Thank you, Keith. I am so incredibly excited to be here.
Well, our longtime viewers can probably name everyone who has served as full-time host of this program. It's not too tough. There have only been 6. Only one, our first host, Lloyd Williams, was a full-time employee of UVM. Well, now, 70 years later, we can add another name to the list. And so we're clear, we don't want to create any panic, I'm sure, especially with 3 people I can at least know of and maybe 2 cats. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just stepping back as you step to the fore, and I'll continue to produce the program and occasionally appear on camera, of course.
Absolutely. I mean, you're kind of a master, Keith. You know this, right?
Flattery will get you nowhere. As I'm sure that our viewers will get to know you in the time, but let's start to get to know you a little bit.
Absolutely.
Unlike me, a provincial, you have lived in many places and worn many hats, had many jobs.
Right.
And you're not from around here. So how did you find your way to Vermont?
I am not. I am what's kind of a rare bird. I am actually a 3rd-generation native San Diegan, which in San Diego, California, actually means something. My great-grandfather owned a saloon in San Diego, so I sort of maybe had kind of restaurants and food in my blood going way back. But yeah, so after doing a variety of different things in California, I'm a graduate of UCLA. Sorry. I ended up, I decided to move to France. I went to culinary school. After that, I came back to California, worked in restaurants. And then when my children were really little, I was like, I have this really crazy idea. And so that is how I ended up on the Food Network Star back in 2007. And since then, it's been kind of a roller coaster ride. And during COVID, I had one of those sorts of moments where you're thinking to yourself, like, I just want to make a really big change. And I had this image in my mind of Vermont as this place. You know, I'd always sort of kind of imagined living in this green, gorgeous, beautiful place. I'd spent some time in Philadelphia, closest I'd been to Vermont, New England at that point. And during COVID, I decided, let's do it. I decided to pursue graduate studies at UVM, and that is what brought me here.
Up and moved the family from San Diego to Vermont.
Yes, yes.
God
yeah,
bless.
it was a big move, but exciting.
Yes, I'm sure it was. And we will get to all that, especially the network food star part of your story. In a few minutes, we'll get you back to Vermont. As I was saying, previous hosts of Across the Fence can claim many things, but they can't claim ever being on a billboard, which you were. Take that, Tony Adams.
Right.
How did you end up on a billboard?
Yeah, well, I kind of already gave that one away, didn't I, in my first answer? So how did I end up on a billboard? So Food Network Star, this is back in 2007, pretty early days of food television. And this is actually the 3rd season of that show. Guy Fieri had won it the year before. And so I decided, I think that this is something that I would like to try. I'd been in the kitchen. I had always cooked for family. I kind of always felt like when I was in the kitchen, I was putting on a show. So it didn't seem that, like kind of off script to go ahead and try it for me. So I submitted an application, or like an interview tape or something. I was cast on the show. It was a reality program and, made it through all of the machinations and hurdles. And there you go. I was named the 3rd season winner.
Named the 3rd season winner. I will leave it up to the viewers to look up the 3rd season of becoming a network star. A lot of drama, a lot of stuff, a lot of ups and downs, lots of
ups and downs. Yeah, it was reality television, right? I mean, it's like it wouldn't be reality television if you didn't get the ups and downs.
Yes, there were ups, downs, sideways, I think.
Sideways,
a few times.
Sideways, yes.
What do you remember from the experience?
Oh gosh, well, I mean, truthfully, and I think you probably know this from sitting in this chair, it's like the lights go on and you sort of just go, and then at the end it's all a blur and you're like, boy, I hope that was okay. So, I mean, what do I remember? It was a pretty thrilling experience, getting a chance to be a part of production. We lived in New York for like 6 weeks, I think, probably, while we were filming it. I met some really incredible, amazing people. I made some fabulous friends. Of course, it was an opportunity to get to meet some of the iconic hosts of different shows on Food Network, like Bobby Flay. There we go. Yes, Bobby Flay. This was Emeril Lagasse in the background there. In fact, when I won Food Network Star, it was Emeril Lagasse who handed me the keys to the new car that I had also just won. So yes, I did. Yeah, it was a very exciting opportunity.
What was the winning dish?
I guess it was me. Because, this is not Top Chef. Like, let's remember, this is not Top Chef.
Network Star.
Network Star, right. So, the whole point was to find someone who could cook, talk, educate, entertain all at the same time. So I kind of came up with my own show idea called The Gourmet Next Door. And I was pitching that show throughout all of these different challenges that we were doing over the course of all the episodes. Clearly
my reality TV and Food Network knowledge is showing here, as I did not know that. So The Gourmet Next Door, you win. Is that what you get to do?
Yeah, yes, exactly. So the winner of Food Network Star, the initial contract was for 6 episodes. And so I went to New York. I filmed my amazing, if I do say so myself, 6 episodes of The Gourmet Next Door, in which since I'm a French trained chef and I had lived in Paris, a lot of the episodes were sort of focusing around, sometimes not classic French cuisine, but more like, grandma style French cuisine, which is good because, well, at the time I didn't have the hair to go with it. I guess I do now, but yeah. And
I'm not going to say anything, but
yeah, it's okay. It's the one, other than wearing glasses, it's the one big change and stuff since 2007.
Fair enough. So you do the Food Network show, you do the 6 episodes. There was supposed to be a second season. There wasn't a second season.
Yep.
Those details aren't important because you then move to France and write a book.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I pulled the plug on The Gourmet Next Door. It was a hard decision, but I had really little kids. I had a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old, and I was from California, and I was trying to figure out how this life was going to be bobbling back and forth. And then decided, well, instead of going back and forth between California and New York, let's just move the entire family to France.
Why not?
Why not? So we did. We all moved to France. We lived in this teeny tiny little village called Briony, which is in the Burgundy region. Oh my God, I just said it like I'm from New Orleans. Burgundy region. The Burgundy region.
I wouldn't know.
Not
so
where
they
make the wine. But you know what was kind of like a correlate? It was where all the cows were.
Oh, well. Hey.
So, maybe that was actually something that was in my mind all this time about coming to Vermont, was that it's like I'd been chasing cows all this time. So, yeah. And I wrote this book, yes, How to Eat a Small Country, which is about traveling around France. It's where I started to think like a food anthropologist, thinking about the origins of food. It was informed actually by a really fantastic 1950s food writer named Waverly Root, who wrote about the impact of climate and geography on food and food culture and food traditions. That became something that was really important to me. I really did want to understand the origins of how we ate and the relationships between food and growing food, agriculture, and then the food that we eat. It was something that was part of also my reason to leave Food Network, is I didn't want to just entertain. I knew that I wanted to teach, and I didn't know if that was going to be the right type of forum for that.
Gotcha. And you do end up teaching because you come to UVM, as you said. You were back in California after France, and you come to UVM, you get a master's degree, and you're teaching courses.
Yep.
What part, the videos are out there, folks. It doesn't take very long. You can Google Amy Finley. She has a great Wikipedia page. But you talk about your time teaching students at UVM.
Yeah, I was really fortunate when I came to UVM to do my graduate work in food systems, because I had this extensive experience in the kitchen. I'd worked in the restaurant settings. They asked me to teach from pretty much the get-go, which was really kind of an amazing opportunity for me. I also come from a very long line of teachers. My grandmother was a home economics teacher. My mother was a home economics teacher. I probably tried not to become a home economics teacher, and then I became a home economics teacher. So I did. So the Foods Lab is this absolutely incredible resource that UVM has. It is hands-on experiential learning, deep immersion. Students are learning how to cook, and at the same time they're learning about cooking, they're also learning all kinds of different life skills about how to organize time, managing time. It turns out that's one of the most important things to becoming a successful cook, is just knowing how to navigate time. Also knowing how to do all the steps, like read the recipe first before you start to cook. Really basic things, but we brought that to life in the foods lab at the same time as the students are kind of integrating all the pieces of their nutrition and dietetics education, for example, or their food systems education. So we really had a chance to round out their understanding of food.
Time is important in cooking. It's also important in television.
Yes.
And we have just a couple of minutes left, and I want to get to at least one more thing. We have talked a lot about we're recording this about a week. You're only a fresh week and a couple days into the job. We've already gone out into the field once, which was great. It was very hot, but it was a lot of fun. And what is it that you're trying to bring to Across the Fence?
Yeah, we've been talking about it being sort of a vibe shift. And what do I mean by a vibe shift? I mean, I just think that now, like, what's the word you think of when you think of our conversations about, like, say, wellness? It's longevity. That is the cool thing about Across the Fence. I mean, Across the Fence, once upon a time, you know, my grandparents' era, being 70 meant being in your, you know, being put out to pasture, being an elder. And now we're like talking about like sexy 70s, right? And so I kind of think that that's what's going on with us here at Across the Fence. It's an amazing opportunity for reinvention, rediscovery. We have all sorts of fun little things, you know, planned to small tweaks. We're going to try to do more things in the field. It's, you know, we're going to take everything that everyone has always loved about Across the Fence and then just bring it into this moment. Right? And have sort of relevant conversations with some of these amazing people, continue to bring the life that we all love in Vermont to life.
You've talked about, and you have made me emotional over the fact that you think Across the Fence is a unicorn. So that's what we're going with. It is unique, it is different, and you are definitely going to bring the good vibes and the unicorn nature to our program. We've only worked together, as I said, about a week. And I become more and more impressed with you every time I get a chance to talk to you. You've convinced me maybe not to wash my chicken.
Don't wash your chicken.
Says the nutritionist, the woman who knows. She's written 2 books.
All you're doing is contaminating your kitchen. Don't wash your chicken.
We didn't even get to the second book. I can't believe I skipped that part. I just know everyone is going to love having you on the program, is going to love having you sit in this seat and not having me sit here. But nonetheless, I am so happy, I know the viewers will too, that you clicked submit on your UVM application.
As am I. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Amy. So stay tuned to a new era, a vibe shift on Across the Fence. My thanks to the crew behind the scenes here at WCAX, who, like me, are always here for the vibes. I'm Keith Silva. This is Across the Fence. Thanks for being part of our family.